For Homes TV presents Buying Your Dream Home Today with Kathy Nelson and Tracy Nelson. And now, Kathy and Tracy.
Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Kathy.
And I'm Tracy, and we are a husband and wife real estate broker team with John L. Scott in Redmond, Washington.
And you're watching Buying Your Dream Home Today, a weekly webcast that happens every Friday at noon.
These shows have been focused on getting you the information that you need in order to buy your dream home with confidence.
And today's topic is
Season recap. Yeah, we're gonna stop the Buying Your Dream Home Today show series and start getting into a Selling Your Home series in the very near future.
And so today we are going to talk with our family about our season recap.
Yeah, this is just kind of a fun show. We're going to go look at some of the old shows and just have our family with us because we can.
So let's put them on. Producer.
Oops, wait a second.
There they are.
There they are. There we have
our green screen.
Uh-oh. The green screen is gone.
So I'd like to introduce you to our son Kenny and his fiance.
I still see the green.
I know you can see the green screen, but our audience won't. Now, your fiance, Yesenia. Hello, and welcome to our show.
Hi.
Hello. Kenny, you can talk too. And tell us a little bit about yourselves.
We are a soon-to-be married couple in Southern California. We moved here last year and are not yet looking for a house. First things first is the wedding.
Which is in September.
We're really excited. Thanks for having us on the show.
Thanks for being a part of our show tonight. Yes.
Shane, you're on the screen as well now. We've got the three boxes on the screen.
Okay.
Hi, Shane.
Hello.
Our son-in-law, Shane Dono. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself too, Shane?
About me?
Yes. Our daughter is with your son right now.
Yes, she's putting Wyatt to bed. Jen and I have been married for almost 10 years. And we've had a house for 5 years, maybe more. And we've got two boys, 5-year-old and a 1-year-old.
And time flies.
Those are our grandsons.
I know, but
Yeah.
10 years ago, they got married. I mean, how fast did that go?
Pretty fast.
Yeah.
All right, so in this show, what we're...
I feel like the Brady Bunch.
Look at each other.
Let's see, who is on the top and who is on the... We've got Shane above and Kenny and Yesenia below. All right, so what we're going to do is talk about the first show of the season.
Okay.
Our first show ever, in fact, for
Well, we
for what
actually
we're
have
doing.
been doing this show for how many? 10 shows we've done.
10 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, 10 weeks. And we just started. We're a real estate team that wanted to get ourselves out there more. So we started this wonderful show. And our first guest was Patty Soleil, who is a loan officer with Priority Lending.
Yeah, let's listen to a little bit of what she said in our first show. Today's market, houses go on the market on one day and they sell the next day or a few days afterward, and it's
Really
just crazy.
fast. Yeah.
And it's very important for people to be ready to get into that buying process before they actually find their dream home.
It's very, very important. Preparation is the key. So the very first step is to begin the application process to find out what are your credit scores, what are you really able to buy, you may be pleasantly surprised to know that you can afford more than you think you can.
And
that's always the best part of going through you too, is getting that knowledge.
Hey, look what I can get.
Yes.
But there's always been this, well, back when we bought houses, pre-qualified seemed to be the word that was used a lot. Then there's pre-approved, and now there's something new, certified mortgage ready, I guess. Can you kind of go over those three and tell us more about them?
Definitely. So let me tell you, those are three very distinct and different stages of the process. A pre-qualification means that I have had a conversation with you as a new buyer over the phone, and you've shared with me what your income is, how long you've been on your job, what your debts are, what your monthly debts, and those would be debts that are contractual, such as minimum monthly payments on credit cards, car loan, perhaps you already own another property. And so we find out what is your financial picture, and we run the calculations, and I can give you a pretty close estimate of what the new payment would be that you qualify for. That's a pre-qualification. It's been completely verbal. In a pre-approval process, you have actually taken the step to complete an application, and we have run a credit report for you.
Well, that was Patty Soley.
It seemed like a long time ago, too.
Yeah, 10 weeks ago. Yeah. She was talking all about the pre-approval, pre-qualification process.
How important it is if you want, in this market right now, things go fast. You want to be pre-qualified.
Yeah, so let's go to the family here. Shane.
A little family panel.
Yeah. Shane, do you remember, were you pre-qualified, pre-approved when you bought your house?
I think we were. Yeah, I think we were pre-approved.
Do we have Jen? Hey, there's Jen.
There's Jen.
Hi.
Jen, do you remember if you were pre-approved or pre-qualified when you purchased the house?
I don't remember anything. We bought this house a year after I graduated from college. Yeah,
pretty sure we were pre-approved.
We were pre-approved.
We've got a message on the screen over there.
Oh. Should Yesenia and Kenny have a baby prior to purchasing the house?
That's a
Put your answer in there.
Okay, Jen thinks that's a good question.
What's the right answer?
What would be the right answer?
I say yes.
Yes.
I didn't know Yesenia was using her phone while we were talking.
All right, so let's move on to our second show. Our second show was Michelle Keck,
branch manager for Rainier Title.
And we were talking about escrow.
I love this. This was our most popular show because escrow is kind of what the heck is escrow?
Yeah, in fact, that's what the show is called. What is escrow? So let's take a listen to that for a few minutes.
So many people, and like the Friends episode, whenever people talk about escrow, it's like, where is escrow? What is escrow? So let's talk about what is escrow.
So escrow, really, I think the biggest thing to remember about escrow is that we are a neutral third party. We do not represent anyone in the transaction. However, we have a duty to protect everyone's best interest. We are essentially a safe place for the buyer and the buyer's lender to deposit the closing funds, and at the same time, a safe place for the seller to deposit the fully executed deed that will transfer the property.
Remember in that show, we started off.
I going to show the clip. Yeah.
I should have showed the clip maybe.
With Joey and Chandler.
You're the only one who hasn't seen the house.
Yeah, come with us. You'll see how close it is to the city.
No, it's not close. You said it was in escrow? I couldn't even find that on the map.
No, Joey. Escrow is... There's money, and it's not the bank exactly. I don't know what it is.
There's your clip.
Yeah. I mean, everybody wonders what the heck escrow is. Okay, panel, what's escrow?
Let's go to the panel.
Escrow is after the homeowner has accepted the offer and the banks have accepted the offer. and they're just cross-checking all the paperwork.
Okay, is that your
finding?
finding?
I watched that episode.
So now you're an expert.
It's like our
friend's expert.
Because I'm pretty sure I saw her in the chat.
Yes.
It's
yes.
like the holding period where they're like, the banker lady says, "Oh, I'm gonna take this money, and I'll take your money, and I'll like keep it safe while we check everything, and I'll give it to her and make sure it's safe."
That's perfect.
I didn't remember what it was.
Wait, so they won?
We had it wrong?
No, you got it right.
Oh.
You both did. It's basically they are the keeper of all the information, and at the end they help you sign away everything.
Sign away. Let's go on to show 3. Show 3 was
Peter Rue, who is a loan officer for Priority Home Lending. He gave some more information on why is now the right time to buy. Marco,
give us a little bit of a rundown on what we're actually seeing here. It says buy now, so you don't have to pay more later.
Yes, this was like the perfect graphic to show today too.
Yes, actually, what this graphic, this flyer is really meant for is to kind of tell you the difference between a scenario of buying a home now versus buying a home next year. So the drawbacks of waiting a year. So this flyer that you guys have, it really is to illustrate the difference of buying now versus a year from now. So there'll be 2 things working against you if you decide to wait a whole year. Number 1 is the housing market. As you mentioned before, there is a shortage of supply. And so with the shortage of supply, it is truly a seller's market. So house prices are going up significantly. I mean, there's some areas, I believe in Bellevue and it's 12 to 14%, which is kind of scary. It's almost as much as back in 07.
12 to 14%. Oh man.
Yeah. So you're seeing these huge appreciation in homes. Also, to add to that is interest rates. Now, everyone that follows the news, they know that the feds are going to hike rates up, and it's just a matter of when.
That one is it was really interesting to see that chart of why right now is important to buy, if you can, a home in this market with the interest rates the way they are.
If you waited till next year, interest rates are higher, it gives you less buying power, and therefore if you're thinking of waiting, you may not be able to buy the same house that you wanted to buy.
So that one I thought was really interesting, and why we had him on the show, because he shared that great graphic. Okay, guys.
To the panel, what do you think? Are interest rates going to go up, or are they going to remain the same? Let's start with Kenny.
I mean, I think that they're going to remain the same, but I'm not an expert. The expert said that they were going to go up. But, I mean, I want to buy a house at low interest rates.
You better hurry up. Should the baby be before or after? Maybe you better hurry up and, buy that house that has the good interest rate. But you're...
They live in the car with us in Walmart's parking
lot. Jen and Shane, do you remember the interest rate you had when you bought your house?
Do you remember?
No, but it was higher than what we have right now.
I think it was around 6, but then we refinanced and got it lower.
Lower, good.
And
let's move on to the 4th show of our season.
Okay, which is
the 4th show of our season was Yesenia Goodell of Zillow. She is the director of economic research. So let's get into Zestimates. It's one of the most interesting things on Zillow, probably, what people look at a lot. And so what are they? What makes a Zestimate work?
So just to define what the Zestimate is, it's really an estimate of your home's value. So if someone were to give you a very educated guess of what your home is currently worth, that would be the Zestimate. and it's a starting point because it is a, in statistical language, a point estimate, which means it comes with a confidence interval. It's it's not the true estimate. It's not the same as an appraisal or anything like that. But it's what a machine with a whole bunch of data through millions of models thought your home was worth. And it really gives you a great starting point to get a feel for what that house might actually sell.
It does. That's a good point too. That it's a good starting point. That's what our clients have done. Is they've done the research before they come to us, right. And it's usually going to Zillow and some other places too.
That was all about Zestimates.
Yeah, those they always say, the real estate agents around always say that Zestimates are not accurate, but I like what she said. I thought she had a good answer for that.
The algorithms, the artificial intelligence, all the things that they've spent millions of dollars on creating hopefully an accurate Zestimate, and certainly millions of people use it. Let's go to our panel and see if our panel uses Zestimates.
Do you use Zestimates?
Yeah.
Whose turn is it to talk? Jen's or mine?
Kenny and Yesenia.
Yeah, Yesenia's uncle just used Zillow to find houses across the country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they really look at it. My aunt is in the mortgage industry too, so she uses. She's on the financial banking side, but she uses Zillow, and she uses all the resources, like the houses sold in the area around that same price. She likes the school rating system that they offer. She feels very reliable.
I heard that.
Just to get a feel of what the prices are like in our area.
The school systems are so important especially when you move away from your hometown.
Mm-hmm.
Jen and Shane, did you use Zillow?
I didn't use it when we bought the house, but I use it a lot now just for fun to look properties. Did you use it?
I think I used something like Zillow at the time. Everything is totally different. I think I used Redfin. Everything's totally different now from 8 years ago. And now I use Zillow just for research wise, and it is really interesting to look at it, but what they're missing really is the sales aspect. So like when we visited you in your open house this weekend, those not taking into account all of the marketing that went into that house and how much demand the real estate agent has put around that house. So when they say this house is going to be X amount of dollars, well, they don't know how many people want it, what the bids are going to be at. And so I think that's a big factor to consider is, how well staged is it and what does it actually look and feel like inside? And then that's going to really influence the emotional side of what a buyer is going to offer.
Very good. And yes, last weekend there was 10 groups of people in 2 hours looking at that cute little house. Okay, what's the next one?
Going to show number 5.
Oh, Ron Ballman. We've actually used Ron Ballman a couple times now. I really like his product, which is American Home Shield.
And home warranties. So let's listen to what Ron Ballman had to say in our fifth show of the season. So tell us, how does it work? What's a home warranty all about?
Well, a home warranty, a lot of people think, why would I need a home warranty? I have homeowner's insurance. But here's the difference between a home warranty and homeowner's insurance. So your homeowner's insurance would never pay for a new water heater, a furnace, or an appliance. They would pay for secondary damage, say if your water heater were to fail and cause damage to wood floors or walls, ceilings, anything like that. And so what the home warranty does is it picks up where homeowner's insurance leaves off. We would actually pay for a new water heater, appliances, a furnace if something should fail. So there's no overlapping coverage, but a property that's protected by both homeowner's insurance and a home warranty has pretty complete coverage there.
But I wanted to talk about what would be the most popular item that goes bad.
Most popular.
You know what?
To answer Kathy's question, Ron said that water heaters are the most popular or the most problematic of the home appliances that they have to replace.
You know, most homes come with all the appliances now too, and it's really nice for the first home buyers. The washer, dryer, you know, everything.
So to our panel, home warranty. Do you have you ever heard of a home warranty, Kenny?
Yeah, I heard about it on your show. That was a good episode.
Did you hear about it before that?
I actually have a friend who always has a couple issues with her home, and the home warranties come in pretty handy. The water heater was one of them. So
oh, really?
Nice to hear.
Jen and Shane, have you heard about a home warranty in the past?
I don't think we don't have one. I don't remember hearing about it when we got the house, but we did have a water heater that blew up and flooded the laundry room once.
When you bought the house?
Problems happen like 2 years into having the house, though.
Oh, that's good to know.
They'll cover your house 2 years into it?
No, sorry.
Well, no, it's not just you can.
I was kidding.
Oh, no. It starts off as a year coverage, but you can renew it, and I'm sure that the company American Home Shield would love it if you renew it for multiple years.
Recommend that because
how's that different from insurance? Homeowners insurance.
Yeah, homeowners insurance covers things like, I think Ron Ballman used an example, if water heater breaks and the floor gets ruined, then home insurance will take care of the floor, but it won't take care of the appliance, the hot water heater itself. So the home warranty will do that.
Okay, now on to the next, which is Paul Bolzati, and he was really interesting. He did REOs and short sales.
HUD Homes.
HUD Homes.
Topic 1 today. HUD Homes. What is a HUD home? Why might a HUD home be a great opportunity?
Okay, so HUD Homes that is just the Department of Housing and Urban Development, and that department of the government, it's their foreclosed homes that have went back to them that then they're reselling. And with HUD Homes, it's only a portion of the bank-owned properties that are on the market, but what makes them unique is it's truly like a bidding process on their website, and you bid on these homes. They're being sold as is, of course, which is the way that most REO properties are. But what makes them even more unique is, unlike a lot of other foreclosed homes that are owned by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac or some of the big banks, they are completely hands-off.
Finding a bank-owned and short sale homes, are there websites? Do we need a real estate agent? Give us a little bit of information on that.
There's 3 really good website resources for bank-owned homes that are direct and official. There's homepath.com, which is all the Fannie Mae homes for sale, so homepath.com. There's, with Freddie Mac, there's homesteps.com. And then the third one for HUD, like we were talking about, the official HUD website would be HUDhomestore.com. HUDhomestore.com.
All one word, HUD Home Store.
HUD Home Store. Those 3 websites will take you directly to the listings. You can sign up and actually get alerts oftentimes before these even come on the market.
We're going to go back to the panel.
Celebrity guest.
Yes, you are.
The celebrity guests in our panel. HUD Home. I mean, Jen, you've got a.
That's our daughter.
Silly tonight. You've got a. Is that a HUD home across the street from you that is?
Oh yeah. Hey, Kenny and Yesenia, you want to buy a HUD home?
Oh my gosh, you guys! There's this awesome house across the street from us, and it's overpriced. There's a tarp on the roof.
There's a tarp on the roof?
The bonus is it comes with a great neighbor.
Well, there's a tarp.
You're supposed to mention the tarp.
Okay, Kenny and Yesenia, a blue tarp on the roof and some moss, right? I mean, there's some major moss on that house. The best part of HUD is that somebody can make that house their own by like almost starting from the beginning.
Yeah,
it's nice land.
It's one house in the in that community that is looking very bad. So somebody can get into that house, make it look really good, and it.
A lot of people do it and save a lot of money.
So let's go on to our
the next one.
Seventh show of the season. Who is this?
Jeff Santerre. Oh, I loved him. This is that contractor who does. Yeah, he was. Was he an architect or a contractor? I thought he was a contractor.
He's a contractor, owns a contracting business, Prestige Residential.
Yeah, and he does remodels that are just gorgeous.
So let's see, listen to a little what he had to say.
And do they ever call you before they buy a house and say, hey, is this the bones good for this home to be remodeled? Because some of these are older homes.
A lot of people can look at a house and say, yeah, we could put in a new kitchen, we could open up that wall and remodel the basement or improve the master suite, and then they get the house and find out the reality of what that really costs. So I think it's a smart consumer that would develop a relationship with a contractor early in the stage of house hunting, or if they already had that relationship, take their contractor when they're getting happy house hunting and help them distill down the kind of house that makes the most sense.
Can you ever go too far with that? Is the sky the limit?
For me or for the client?
For the client, yeah. That's right.
Well, the kitchen is the most expensive room in the house, Tracy, so that's an excellent question.
That was a lot of fun. That show was a lot of fun.
I would use that guy in a minute. He's so much fun.
Yeah, he was saying that the kitchen is definitely the most important or most often remodeled.
And it's so true, because that's what everybody looks at in the open houses that we host and that we show our clients. That's the first room they beeline to. Okay, let me see what the kitchen looks like.
Yeah.
How much is it going to cost to get it to be like mine? Jen and Shane, how was your kitchen when you moved in?
Well, it was great when we moved in. It still works, but we'd like to upgrade it now.
Well, of course.
Your family is long into contracting and building houses and all that, Shane. What's your ideas about building versus buying an existing home?
Well, if I had to do it all over again, I think I would go the route of trying to build my own. But I think it just depends on where you're looking to live.
Don't build in King County.
Yeah, if property is available to build or not, I guess.
Property, and also just what permitting is within the county. How much is it going to cost you to put sewer and all that fun stuff into the land? I mean, King County, it sounds like when we talked to Shane's brother, is impossible to work with.
Yeah,
it takes a long time.
That's a good point. Yesenia, what do you think about building a house? Would that be something you'd ever want to do?
Yes. Well, I think it depends. I have a cousin actually who's doing a custom home, and and pretty much everyone who says that they've done it says it takes a lot of time, it's a lot of details, a lot of decision making. So I would like to, but I don't know what the reality is if we really would. It'd have to be the right area, the right place.
Our next show, the 8th show that we had,
which is Peggy Kaler, who is a local loan officer here in Duval.
And we were asking her, how expensive of a house should you buy? I think is what it was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because actually, Kenny asked that question.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's listen to a little what she had to say. Kind of the topic is how much house should we afford?
We've had this asked. Of us a lot.
And we've been told different things in the past too. What is it today that we should be, rule of thumb that we should be using?
Well, that's a really interesting question, and it's such a personal thing to people. So each loan program has what we call debt to income ratios attached to it. So it's slightly different for, say, a VA loan, from an FHA loan, from a conventional loan, from a jumbo loan. Those debt to income numbers are different for each loan program, and it's such a personal thing at the same time. Because what I tell people when I'm first meeting with them is, just because I can qualify you to buy something doesn't mean that's a good idea for you to spend that much each month. especially first-time home buyers, I like to ask them to go home and say, you know, if they think they want to buy something that, let's just use $350,000 as a number. So what I do is I work out what that payment would be for them. We talk about what they're currently paying for rent and what that difference is. And then I ask them to go home for a couple months and just put that money aside like they weren't going to have that money and see how that feels.
Yeah, Peggy was a lot of fun having on the show, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was. She had so much information, and let's get right to the panel.
To the panel.
Kenny, Yesenia.
Yesenia, what do you think of...
and Kenny.
I'm just asking Yesenia.
I like it.
How will you determine how much house you think you can afford?
That's difficult because I think when we see a house, we're like, we can have that house. But then when we look at everything and how much it really costs, and then we realize we can't afford it.
Yeah.
I think she brought up a lot of interesting points that we haven't probably really explored completely. Like when she asked her clients, you know, you both have jobs now, like we both have career jobs, but when there's children involved, are going to have two incomes, or are we going to have one income? So I think that those are things that change our mind, that we have to get something that we can afford now, because we might end up on one income for a little while.
Let's ask the married couple with the two kids about that question. Yeah, you both...
I have very strong opinions about mortgages and millennials and people in their 20s and 30s. I think Mark Cuban, who is on Shark Tank and the owner of Mavericks, he's famous for saying, do not be in debt. Like, be as cheap as you can when you're young. And that's kind of our philosophy. If I would have done things differently, I remember sitting in the office of the bank, and they were saying, Jen's gonna get more money because she's out of college, and so you guys have two incomes. Well, no. We had a kid 2 years later, so we went on to one income. And then I had another kid.
Well,
and
plus
we're still on one income.
I was laid off like a year and a half after we bought the house, too.
That's
so
right.
You actually got started in one of the worst times when the downturn of the economy.
So go as safe as possible, because you do not want to be in debt, because most millennials that are, I mean, we were very fortunate not to have student loans. But imagine if you had student loans, car loans, all that other stuff. You do not want things piled up like that.
Well, let's go on to our last, this is our 9th show.
With Brittany Castro, she's the founder and CEO of Financially Wise Women, where she gave some great advice right before you bought the house.
So here we go. What are the costs of home ownership? What should new home buyers be aware of?
Well, you know, it's a great question, because I feel like having a home is such a staple piece of most Americans' dreams, you know, having that property, that physical home where you can go and have this long-term, residency in. But you know, it also, you have to do it wisely, right? You know, especially when we look at just the recent housing bubble and how everybody was buying homes and maybe not strategically planning around that. I think it scared a lot of people too from this idea that they can buy homes. So when I work with clients, I always just say it's a great idea, but you really just be clear about what you want and what's realistic in terms of what you can afford. So the first cost is saving for the home down payment. You know, depending on what type of loan you qualify, you want to save for a home down payment, and usually that's some sort of short-term goal that we got to look at building. Then when you actually buy the home, as you guys know, there's closing costs, and there's sometimes HOA if it's not a single family residence. It's, it might be a condo, or you have to pay some sort of association fee every month.
And those can get expensive.
Yes,
those can be very expensive. And if you didn't get the, there's primary mortgage insurance, that might be an additional fee. If you didn't get a certain type of loan, you might have to pay extra every month to get that mortgage insurance. And then taxes, real estate taxes, have to be factored in. And, something to always look at is just what additional costs, in terms of utility bills might increase if now you're paying for a whole home, or any additional housework you want done, just those extra things that go into home ownership.
Yeah, Brittany was a lot of fun to talk to. and had a lot of good information for everybody.
And I actually suggested that our son and future daughter-in-law should check out her website and talk to her.
But Jen, you've talked to Brittany in the past on young female entrepreneurs, haven't you?
Yeah.
What do you think about her theories on being financially wise?
I really, really like Brittany because the opposing side, they're all men. So, for example, I've read Dave Ramsey's book, and I feel like a lot of young people have who are interested in purchasing homes. And Dave Ramsey is very live off of rice and beans, which is totally fine too. But Brittany is more, I feel like, a little bit more realistic if you're trying to save, where she'll say, if you really want your latte every morning, let's figure out how you can have your latte and still save. So setting priorities, and I think that's really different in the world of financial advice. And I think I just like to have that feminine voice versus hearing these old rich white dudes talk.
Did you hear
I guess that makes a lot of sense.
That was good. I want you to go and check out Brittany Castro's website, Financially Wise. Wait, what is it? Hold on.
Financially Wise Women.
Yeah.
Yesenia, that's
Kenny.
You.
I think she just had a rap video. She released a rap video.
What?
Yeah.
She released a rap video?
That's how cool and hit Brittany.
Okay.
Wow.
So I think you should definitely check out her website.
All right, let's go to our last video here.
Bill was one of my favorites.
Bill Easter of Move Smart Home Inspection. Move Smart Home Inspections. What is a home inspection? You mentioned protection just a moment ago, and certainly it is a big part of it is protecting the buyer. How does it protect the buyer?
Well, first thing to know about a home inspection is it's a snapshot in time. So we go in and we analyze all the systems and components in the home, and everything from underneath the house in the crawl space to the top of the roof. And we evaluate everything to see what kind of a condition it's in. That's the condition it's in that day. So we call that a snapshot in time. Now, something that will really be helpful to know is that a home inspector is just like a general practitioner physician. He knows enough about each system in the home to evaluate it, decide if it's okay, decide if it needs fixed, or in some cases, decide if a more advanced professional needs to come out and look at a system. Doesn't happen very often, but it does happen.
Go ahead.
Were you listening at all during?
No, I was talking to our kids.
Home inspections. That's what it was about.
Yeah, in fact, you're doing one in not today, or in 2 days.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
We're doing a home inspection. The house is a pretty nice house, so we don't expect there to be any trouble. But there have been houses in the past.
Rats and what did he say were in the?
Oh yeah, animals and.
Yeah.
Let's go to our panel, our expert panel tonight. Show number 10 was about home inspections. Do you feel, Kenny? Do you feel like a home inspection would be a useful service for you?
Many of the houses in the neighborhoods we're looking at are like 1930s, so if I would expect that the homeowner though should be in charge of the home inspection.
You mean the seller?
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good point because in this market up here in the Northwest, sellers do sometimes do a home inspection prior to listing the house, so that it just gives all the buyers a little bit more confidence to go ahead and put in an offer on the house and potentially not get another home inspection. You can still get another home inspection if you'd like, though.
Yeah, I don't know if I would.
I think it's worth getting a second opinion.
Wait, okay, Shane,
what was that, Shane?
Oh, I don't know if I would. I would probably still get my own home inspector to check it out, even though the seller says they had it inspected.
Yes, and you can.
It's somewhat subjective.
Yeah, and that's what many people say in against that, is that the buyer is going to get a home inspection anyway, so why do another one beforehand?
But that episode is a lot of fun. That we're going to be using him. He's a good inspector.
Yeah. Well, those were our 10 shows on the series of buying your dream home today. and it was a fun series to go through. We should thank our expert panel tonight.
Our expert panel. This has been fun. Our children. And thank you for watching, everybody, too, because this has been a fun night.
Jen, Shane, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you. It was fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Kenny, Yesenia, thank you very much for being with us tonight.
This has been fun.
Okay, everybody, have a good day, and we'll see you again next time. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.